I'm Vashi V. Joining me today is...
Rye, and
The Little King. Well, maybe not so little anymore.
Yeah, I
uh,
don't think you count as little anymore.
what was it? When was the last time you were on the podcast? It's been so long.
Mid-build, I'd say.
Mid-build. Oh yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a hot
Oh,
minute.
so much has happened while you were gone.
Yeah, no kidding. But
TV.
break out the incense and call out Mushu, because I live!
I mean, hell, since she's been gone, I've been married and divorced.
Uh, TV Nihon got a massive C&D.
Uh,
Oh.
they're still idiots, by the way.
Yeah, well, what else is new on
Uh,
that front?
so
They've gotten smarter about it, but yeah, they're...
I, I don't think they really decided if they were going to try to hide it or not.
Well, when you put it on their front page saying that, hey, we're done doing this, and then literally direct us to where they're putting it.
Yeah, that's their fault.
Anyways,
At least they stopped putting their name on it.
welcome to Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, episode 49. Episode final. Uh, so, uh, King, you've been watching Zenkaiger, haven't you?
What gave it away?
Tell us what you like about it.
Oh, hell.
The show in general.
Hmm. Well, it is ridiculous with its comedy, and
I don't think.
honest,
Sorry, I was gonna say I don't think there's a single podcast where Vashi and I did not say that.
I don't think there has
in
been.
all honesty, I have been enjoying it a lot. I like the unconventional. I like it when they break from the typical stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with the forms they've usually done it, but I mean, if there's one thing all of us can agree on is that there has never been a show quite like this one.
Nope.
And I love it for that.
There has been one that has
Go.
come close to this,
Go on.
but it's unofficial. Though technically it is now canon
Oh, that's right. There was a.
Yeah.
What did it appear in? Well, I forgot.
in the movie.
Right.
Yeah, the Senki movie.
So yeah, Akiba Ranger's official canon.
Well,
Even
official.
Setchan said it was unofficial, but you used it anyway.
I do like that they got that nod, though. They deserve it.
Oh yeah, and this would be the perfect series to do it. The series that outside of the Stacy / Knox
Okay.
storylines.
Tell you what, if their gear gets used in Dawn Brothers, then they've made it.
Yeah, I will accept that one.
Oh, fuck. I forgot they can do that.
One thing I did want to mention yet last episode that I forgot to. The Zenkaiger gears changed.
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah, the
changed.
red ones.
They changed to the Avatar gears.
Yeah, they became. We mentioned that last time.
We did?
Yeah.
I could swear I forgot. Oh, okay.
No, I think
I
we
might
mentioned
have-
it. Maybe.
I might have tuned that out. Thinking of something else.
So, King, important question, okay?
Hit me.
Which roll call has been your favorite?
Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh, you know what? SD Topia.
You know what? That's
that
a
was
good one.
I'd have to say, like, if I had to pick one, it'd be between two. And one is for the pure absurdity of it, and the other one is just because I thought it was funny. And
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
I know, but the backwards roll call.
Backward.
Oh, the weak one.
Physically running backwards.
Yeah. That one just for the pure hilariousness of it. And then the room trapped under trash.
That's the one I thought you were going to say.
Oh.
Because of the absurdity of that one, considering the fact that there's no way he should have known that was going on to be able to do it.
I'm gonna go with Juren Invisible.
Yes.
That is definitely my top
Is this
five.
Are you sure this is okay?
Why not?
Like, and that's one thing I liked about this show, in terms of like the roll calls versus pretty much any other freaking Sentai. Well, yes, it was all green screen, in front of a backdrop roll calls. It wasn't stock footage.
Yeah, they mixed it up. Like
It was all relevant to the episode.
Everyone got a turn to do something different or special, and Juran's like just so serious of like, is this okay? Just like that's what puts that one over the top for me. Because it's like the defining point of his character of like, this feels like cheating.
To be fair, it was cheating.
Yeah, can't argue that. But let's be frank, that guy shot himself in the foot when he made one of his opponents invisible. How the hell are you gonna see him?
So I have to ask King a question.
Go on.
And this does go a little bit for you. So when this show started, for me and you specifically, Rye, we dubbed this entire series as this was nothing more than a parody show.
Correct.
How wrong were we?
Not.
But we were. We weren't wrong, but we were. And like that's the question I have for King is like, how long did it take before it didn't feel like it was a parody show for King?
Admittedly, a little longer than it should have for how much I like it.
Vashi, there seems to be some misunderstanding here. This didn't stop feeling like a parody to me.
But like what I mean is like at the same time is like there's a point, and I can definitively point out for me when it was, where, while yes, everything came across as parody, and I know because I mentioned it almost every episode. But there was a point where the story seemed to take the forefront.
So for me, that point was
aspects.
For me, that point was the introduction of Hakaiser. That's when the show felt like it was more serious.
Oh yeah, because they were finally hitting story beats again.
I would go a little bit earlier than that for myself. It was more once they started giving Stacy character development.
Aww.
Which did happen prior to, before Kaiser showed up.
Yeah.
Like once they had him like going around, looking around the base and shit. Like, and him figuring out things weren't real and right. And the podcast hung up on YouTube.
Oh shoot. Yeah, we're in the red. Hold on a second.
But like, despite everything I thought the show was gonna be, it turned out amazing. Oh, there's a couple of jumps.
Yeah, we were in the red for a bit. I'm not sure what was eating it up our data.
Is your background Ryuki?
Yes, it is. Why?
Okay. I saw it flash up on the screen for a second.
That was me closing out of my internet browser. So Discord disappeared for a second while it focused on that. Yes, my background is Ryuki.
Okay.
Nice.
I can't say anything. My background is literally Kuga through Zio.
You got Ryuki and Knight, and I don't remember who the artist is, but I found this on DeviantArt.
I can't shame my background's still X8.
X8 was a good one.
And it's hanging again, but that could just be YouTube itself.
No,
I mean,
it's me. We
civilian
have.
X-Aid with all of their figures as chibis.
I don't know what it is, but it is actually on my end here. We're at 9% dropped frames.
Shit.
Fantastic.
Just gonna.
Um.
We might go down for a minute.
Okay.
But right now we are still live. So what were we talking about? Right. When did the show become serious? Yeah, like when Stacy and started getting serious about his fight with Kaido is probably when it actually happened. But between that and Kaiser showed up, we still got things like Vacation World.
Right. Like we still had the parody episodes.
Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't until Kaiser's introduction that the show was like consistently like, here we go.
And it says no data.
Because there's no data. Quiet.
That's not how you spell apology. The stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate.
Open it on my end. I've only got Discord open right now.
Unfortunately, this is all, as much as I hate to say it, that's right.
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with my connection. But you know what? We have the OBS recording, so let's just keep going.
Yeah.
And if we need to drop it in later, we can.
Right. Which, given this, we may just have to. So, King, who is the main character of this show?
This is a trick question, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
because there's only one right answer.
If it ain't Stacy, I'm gonna be pissed.
It is Stacy.
It is Stacy.
Okay, good.
Stacy's the character with actual story development, actual character growth, actual, like, relevance. Like, Kaido has, like, growth in story and whatever, but, like, it's all about Stacy.
Right. Like, a lot of Kaito's growth is directly related to...
Like, Kaido's parents are
involvement.
missing, and then Stacy finds and releases his mother, and then, oh, but what about Kaido's dad? And then he becomes Stacy's first friend ever, and, like, all of Kaido's story development is directly tied to Stacy.
You could even argue Zox is in a way. Because if it weren't for Stacy, like, egging him on, Zox wouldn't have thought to at least agree to fight with him just to fight Stacy.
And that's fair. I will admit, at least for a little bit into the actual episode we're actually going to be covering here shortly, I'm disappointed that what me and you had discussed, or how we thought this was going to play out, didn't play out the way we thought it would.
I didn't think that
given into the whole Dawn Brothers being a sequel aspect and how we thought that was going to play out from this show to that.
Yeah,
show.
no, they just played the rest of the show straight. This is how the show was meant to be.
I am glad we got the explanation for some of the most batshit crap that irritated me through this show.
I can't believe he was actually God. I was convinced that Gige was fucking with them. I can't believe it was actually God.
I mean, with how ludicrous this show has gotten at some point, I was on the bandwagon that it was actually God.
See, at no point did I think it was God
I,
until we were never disproven.
I didn't think it was
Um,
God until this episode,
right, when we were definitively disproven.
where it's like, whoa, wait, whoa, it was actually God.
Um,
I thought for sure that was a trick.
right, like we had expected it to be, oh, it was like he's the guy who created all this. Like, yeah, let's do the whole God thing. Fine. Um, but we expected him to be like, with the fact that Dawn Brothers is supposed to be a sequel. Apparently, that's more of a loose connection rather than a sequel. But like, Gage was going to be like one of the members of that group
I see.
of like
Okay.
that set of bad guys, and he was just trying to get his world free.
Not anymore.
Yeah, no. Instead, it's God. Like, this show has been so batshit weird, but like not in a bad way. That him literally being God is like one of those. Yeah, we're all just Oh, okay, awesome.
Sure, let's roll with it.
So, our episode opens up with Kaido having family breakfast. He's got his parents, he's got his grandma, he's got his pet robot bird.
That somehow works.
Parents are off to the lab again. They're in search of a parallel world. Kaido asks them like, "Oh, you're going again?" They ask like, "Oh, do you need to talk or something?" It's just feels like we haven't spent a lot of time together lately. What do you mean? We have breakfast together every day. Kaido goes, "Oh yeah, we do. Something's weird about that." Can't quite put his finger on it, but he goes about his normal day. He gets his bungee jumping gear, he goes to the tower, he's gonna try and bungee jump off of it to be a world's first. And one of the guards starts was like, "Hey, what are you doing? You want to get banned from here? What do you mean?"
To be fair, they started off with "You are banned from here," and then they couldn't remember why they banned him.
It's like, oh yeah, why would you be banned?
And
But you are
Anyways,
now.
carefully
Get out.
explained why.
anyways, get out of here. Kaido is starting to think that something suspicious is going on. So he goes to his parents and asks them, like, you haven't discovered any parallel worlds, have you? No. We haven't. And then Kaido finds a blank Sentai gear in his pocket.
So are we saying it was his original gear and it just stuck around when time reset?
Yeah.
Or
Time didn't reset, it's just that their memories were altered.
fair enough.
And God forgot.
No, all the implication is that all this stuff is there, and that it's just been locked away. But Kaido still had that thing in his pocket.
Right, God forgot he had it in his pocket.
Ah, that's fair.
Kaido realizes that he hasn't just seen a parallel world before; he's been to one, and suddenly the memories come rushing back. He heads back to Colorful, where he tries looking for Juren and the others, but Yachan and Sechan don't know what he's talking about. And his parents come in, concerned for him, like, "Kaido, what's going on?" When Kaido realizes, like, God's behind this, isn't he? God!
Yeah, that's a good way to get locked up.
That's a good way to make your parents worry. That's what it is.
Cut to Kaito's mind, where he is now talking with God, while his physical body has this conversation with himself.
I am so glad we got this.
Yep.
You think...
Like, I had expected like the whole thing to just play out inside his head, but the fact that we got it him bouncing back and forth between personalities in his body was fantastic.
It tracks.
You think he's really talking to God? Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, I don't see why he would be.
God reveals his true plan the whole time. He can make worlds and he can destroy worlds. But what fun is there in destroying something you've created? On the other hand, he made every world when inspiration hit that he has too many now. And then he learned about the Toji Tendo's plans to capture all the worlds and lock them away. Brilliant, he thought, and thus he supported them. But what's this? One world didn't get captured. Interesting. I will see how this plays out. And between the two worlds, only one could remain standing. And in the end, it was the Zenkaiger's world that won.
Like, the thing I liked about this was the fact that we got the explanation for some of the more idiotic worlds that existed.
What, is dried persimmon world not realistic enough for you?
Well,
I mean,
literally,
I'm not
it
gonna
was one
say
of
it
those.
wasn't, but
The fact that God basically went, yeah, no, I might have went a little bit too far with this. In creating
yeah,
this, like,
yeah, that's fair.
and like,
Can you imagine the medical bills in Jack in the Box world from all the surprises? The blood pressure rates must be through the fucking roof.
I'm sure that most of those surprises are pleasant ones.
Yeah, fair enough, but the point stands.
The sad thing is, you said Jack in the Box world, and my brain immediately went to actual Jack in the Box restaurant.
You were meant to.
But no, I was like, even with like God going, yeah, no, this was a bit much, and going, I created this, so I don't want to destroy it. So if I lock it away, I don't really have to deal with it, but I don't have to keep an eye on it, but I don't have to destroy it, and it's more that not really hurting anything because I'm not destroying it. Like, I get that mentality. And for a God who made, a few too many worlds, that does kind of make sense. Kaito's response makes perfect sense too. And
Yeah.
Right. I visited some of these worlds. They have society, they have culture, they have people living in them. They deserve to exist.
Which brings up a good ethical point of what the hell actually happens to people in those gears. Does time just stop?
Unclear. But based on what we see later, they might have been aware.
Which makes it even more to Kaito's favor.
Or maybe time did stop for them. That's also possible.
In my head, given the fact of Zox Splint and the Kikanoids and all that, I think time still works and exists. Is like there's just that's all there is.
Oh my god, yeah, then that definitely points to Kaito's argument.
But I think the whole them not being gears was more towards the, well, now I have to keep an eye on them because if this one figures out how to get over here, we have this whole Nintendo problem again.
No, I think it puts them in stasis. Now that I think about it, because when we see Zox and they just show up again, it's like, well, why did they come back? Well, the last thing they saw before they were sealed away was the fucking machine activating, sealing all the worlds away.
Yeah, that tracks too.
Either way, it still sucks.
So Kaito challenges God for the liberation of all worlds. And inside Kaito's mind, he's as strong as he needs to be, so it's really a contest of willpower. And Kaido's will is strong, but not strong enough to beat God.
And
It was more of
again,
a
the fact that we got
stalemate.
to see bits of it outside is even better.
Is he just shadowboxing?
Yes, he was just shadowboxing. It was...
I do like the callback to his friends and how they overlaid both voices, because it's still Kaido.
Right.
I mean, they
Like
had
that-
plenty of practice with Zox, they might as well.
Both sides are
they
pretty
did real
evenly
well.
matched, so they decide to settle it with one final match. John Kenpo? Rock, paper,
Hey,
scissors.
whatever works.
I told
the most absurd and asinine way to beat God.
I told one of
Tell
my
that to Bill and Ted. It worked with Death.
I told my roommates about this, and one of them had the same reaction God did. Like, you're going to bet the fate of all worlds on rock, paper, scissors?
Well, what other way do you suggest? Huh?
That was delightful.
I love the cutback to Kaido's body, where it's like the paper and the scissors, and they're just standing there like, well, who won?
Because they can't tell who's in control.
Which side is which? I don't know whose side you're on.
Which the sad thing is, for us, the audience, before we get to that, if you follow standard Sentai trope, you know who won.
Yeah, I could already tell they're like, oh yeah, I know which side Kaido was on.
Yeah, because Sentai's on the left.
Always.
Which be if he's facing you, would be the one that had paper. Like that was great use of like using that Sentai fight / Megazord fight trope in a non-standard way.
So God loses. He says that he didn't have his full heart in locking all the worlds away anyways, and tells Kaido where the Toji Tendo machine is, and that it's cloaked, which is why you can't see it. It's on top of the tower Kaido was gonna bungee jump off of.
Explains why he was drawn to it.
So he heads out with the gun that, if time was reset, wouldn't exist, so the only thing that changed was their memories.
Okay, you got me there.
And just blows it the fuck up.
What?
At least they made him fall on his ass.
Thankfully. A good, 10 feet away?
Probably.
Also, I want to point out the fact that they followed through on a joke during the God fight.
What joke?
In his head.
Oh, Vroom in his upper torso?
Yes.
Oh,
In his upper torso and his legs running in.
It just detaches.
I mean, he's done it so much that he might as well make it a feature so he doesn't have to worry about resetting.
Maybe it was always a feature.
Yeah, maybe.
It was a feature they found on accident.
By forgetting to hold on to all parts of him and not just his legs. Way to go, guys.
The Kikai Noids immediately jump out of a portal and land on top of Kaito, and the pirates join them soon after. And everyone is reunited. The worlds are all liberated.
Yay!
God now has to watch them all.
3 months later. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Kaido made God promise. Because God said, I'll take care of all the worlds I created. And Kaido made a promise, and the future worlds you create too. Keep making them. Which to me felt like a nod to Sentai. Take care of the ones you created and the ones you're going to create.
Aww.
Which, given what they did with the Senkai movie, I 100% will accept that.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me.
Because to me, this was the Sentai version of that exact same method.
I love that. I didn't even know that.
3 months later. Thanks to Kaido's parents' work, the parallel worlds are interacting with each other, getting along. This world has been officially dubbed Zenkaitopia, after the Zenkaigers.
As it well should be.
So I have a question for you, Rai.
What's up?
During the beginning of this ending sequence, did you have flashbacks?
To what?
The end of Juoger?
Not really, no. This is much better than
Oh
what
my
Juoger
God!
did.
Oh my
But as soon as I saw it, I'm
God,
like,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
like this Juoger, but done right.
Yeah, no, it is.
Like this right here is what would have happened if the fact that they were animal people in Juoger would have fucking mattered. Because at no point in that entire show did that matter at all, except for the few times they wanted to put them in, the fuzzy animal outfits.
So, Gowon is still working at Colorful. Juran is still around as well. Vroom has in Kikaitopia, now that they've been restoring themselves without the Toji Tendo, has been building actual schools. Vroom has been donating books to them. And Majin has been helping out children that are too shy to get along.
Like
They found their calling in life.
and that scene with Duran explaining that, especially with more specifically with Majin, did solidify a lot of the growth that she's had in the show that just kind of got. I don't want to say swept under the rug because it legitimately happened.
It was just
And
in between the lines.
Yeah, like we could track it. Is like it just wasn't ever focused on.
Honestly, I think that's a big point of the bigger plot points of Zenkaiger. Like it has a shit ton of humor, but the plot points that matter, like character development besides Stacy, it's under the surface. If you don't think to look for it, you see fun comedy. But if you look for it, you can see the development.
About the only character development that I feel wasn't like hidden between the lines was the Gowan one.
Yeah.
With the whole "don't be racist,"
Yeah.
which I can't call that anything other than "don't be racist," or well, speciest, I guess. Would be more accurate.
Speciest.
Yeah, however you pronounce that, smartass.
I was agreeing with you.
Stacy's been helping out with the rebuilding efforts for Kikaitopia. And Yachan lets him know, like, hey, the offer still stands if you want to live here. But Stacy doesn't want to live here. This is a home away from home for him. He wants it to stay special that way.
Like, I do enjoy that.
Right.
Mm.
This is a place he comes to when he needs to get away from it all. When he needs a break. Back in Kikaitopia, he's actually garnered a lot of favor among the residents who would see him be their new leader. But he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to rule over them. He will help, however, lead the rebuilding efforts.
He's grown up so fast.
He's found a place that he can call home.
Like seeing Stacy differently than we've seen him this entire show is great. he's not browbeaten. It's like, as Yatsude said, there's not a shadow on him. It's
I
like
just kind of wish they'd given him brighter clothing, but hey, I'll take it.
meh. I like that outfit. I'm not gonna lie.
I like it too, but
I like
I
what
just
he
wish
did
they'd
with his
seen him in
hair.
something else.
Yeah, they did change his hair up.
I do. I
Fair
really
enough.
like.
That was the first thing I noticed. Um, but it also makes sense for him to go. It's like, no, this is the place I go to when I, need to get away. When this is a place for, like, if he needs cheering up or whatnot. It's just like his sanctuary.
Fair enough.
The pirates come by and visit Colorful. Katana and Riki have finally been restored.
Yay!
Off screen because it wasn't actually a plot point.
Does that mean that Zox can't use their powers anymore? He can. Because Flint made gears that turn them back into SD.
Because quite literally, because Flint's a genius, and also they need a reason for him to be able to do it in the crossover movies.
Right. For the eventual crossover.
Which might not be too far from now.
I have a question for Rye after the podcast about that. Honestly, it's like this was very well done for the let's get everybody back together for the happy ending thing. It was done fantastically. And it still fit with the mold with Stacy leaving before Zoc shows up.
Yep. There's only one last thing to address. Kaido's parents sit him down and tell him, I think it's time for you to move out.
He saved the world and I was getting kicked out of the house.
Hold on a second. OBS is down. Okay, we should be back now.
That's still taking a minute on my end. There we go.
Okay.
But yeah, he saved the fucking worlds, and then the parents go, "You need to move."
It's because they know Kaido wants to go exploring. He only stayed behind so that Grandma wouldn't be lonely. To which he argues, no, I was also waiting for Mom and Dad to come home. Well, son, we're home. It's time for you to go live your adventure.
That's supportive parenting.
There's tons of parallel worlds out there.
Yeah, there are. We're gonna see one next year, next week.
Sechon in hand, Kaido gets ready for his journey. And then the Kikai Noids join him. They're not going to let him go alone. The Zenkaigers didn't come together just to kick butt. We're all here because we all like you. Duran's little speech there.
Oh yeah, that was 100% on par for him.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, if Room didn't have to beg to go with them, let's be honest, he was probably gonna sneak on board anyway.
I will admit, the one aspect of this that disappointed me was if him leaving by himself would have been the perfect setup for Zenkai Black in...
Yeah, I have no idea what the deal with that is.
Oh, isn't he an alternate universe version?
He must be.
Yes,
Yeah, because I thought that Dawn Brothers was back in the main Sentai world, and that's just that version of Kaito.
Yeah, more or less. So I'm assuming Dawn Brothers is back in line with like the Gokaiger universe.
Mm-hmm. And this is
Um,
just that universe's version of Kaito.
which I'm fine and I accept, but I would have had no problem if it was just this version of Kaito got there and just decided to live there.
Hmm.
And because he's not in his world, his gear turns him black instead of colorful. Because he works at a coffee shop and not a colorful.
But he's changed in other worlds before.
I know I had my it. Honestly, it just
Oh, okay, fair
colorful
enough.
in the coffee connection to his outfit.
Fair enough. I'm honestly curious how long they're gonna keep him as a thing. Like, is he gonna just be around the whole time in the background, or
From the way the rumors are listed,
like first half of the show at most, if not
Fair
just
enough.
the first arc.
Oh, I hope he doesn't die.
Duran at some point it should be there too, because even in the preview for next week, that same mech is used.
Maybe that's part of the first arc. Kaido turned evil and Jiren is trying to kick him back into sense.
Oh, wow. Wouldn't that be something? And he's like the first major villain for the Dawn Brothers.
Well, unfortunately, with the first we have the three.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think they're called Naito or something like that.
I don't remember. I just remember that their costumes are good.
Yeah, they are. It's weird too. Like their like physical costumes for human forms are flamboyant and like 80s Yakuza mobster colorful.
Yeah.
And then you have their monster form. Then you have their monster forms, which are like a mix between like 80s Sentai suits and 80s Monster Kamen Rider mixed with Ultraman. It is they're very weird suits for Sentai, but I fucking love them.
So, final thoughts on Zenkaiger.
I'm gonna miss it. I had a lot of fun with them.
I had a lot of fun with it. I'm sad to see you go. I'm glad it's over. But like, I as much as I hate to say this, I've said this with like what last 3 seasons of Sentai. This was much better than I thought it was going to be when it first started.
Yeah, this was.
This can be deceiving.
This show blew my expectations away because I did not think it was going to be this good. I've been ready for this show to end for a while now. I'm gonna miss Stacy.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna miss the hell out of Stacy. I'm gonna miss Stacy, and I'm gonna miss Maggie.
Yeah! Oh my gosh!
Her hopeful optimism was infectious.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. OBS is disconnected again.
Yeah, we're gonna end up having to use a recording. So yeah, if you just want to link that to me in the Dropbox.
Alright, we should be back again.
But yeah, like this show has exceeded my expectations. Sentai's been doing that, but this I feel is more because I expected nothing but parody, and ended up with a semi-deep fucking story that wasn't focused around the fucking heroes. Like, it is very at least with Stacy himself, reminded me a lot of Tokyo. Hey, your camera's back.
Yeah, I had it turned off for a bit to try and help with OBS. Yeah. But we're gonna be wrapping up in a minute here, so
But like, yeah, this show is a lot better than I was willing to give it credit for to start with. Because like thinking back to like some of the earlier episodes, like I literally bitched because the monster was literally standing next to the person looking for it.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch Dawn Brothers right away. I might take a break from Sentai for a bit before I start it, but like I am looking forward to it when I do watch it.
I will try to
When in
leave
doubt,
comments
Levi's is
that
still
aren't.
there.
I will try to leave comments that are not spoilers. Because I'm just gonna start it immediately. It's when I do.
Don't worry about that with me. You can spam spoilers all the live long day.
Oh yeah, I know.
Eh,
Sometimes you beat me to the punch. Um. But yeah, I guess that's it for this.
For the past
Yeah.
10 years, ever since Gokaiger's ended, Toei has been looking for ways to mix up Sentai to try and make it fresh again to boost toy sales. Looks like they finally figured it out.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be dinosaurs. I do hate the fact that their working idea at the moment is, hey, remember that past Sentai's are a thing?
Well, on the
Let's
plus side, at least we won't have to worry about dinosaurs in the main focus for one more year.
Yeah, that is a nice plus.
I will take the victories where we can find them.
And we get to remember that Tokuger was a thing.
Yay! I will
God,
never
miss
complain
the
about that.
show. Okay. OBS is down again, so when it comes back up, we're ending this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm gonna end up deleting this and putting in
Okay.
the recording so we can literally just end it at any time.
It says reconnected, but okay. Oh,
On it says it is on my end.
it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So before OBS disconnects again, uh, we have been doing this podcast for what, over 5 years now?
Yeah. Since before X8.
No, we started during
Oh, we started at X8.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have my.
Since before Key Ranger.
Yeah, because that's the one we started the Sentai on.
Yep.
That's where I began.
But I've gotten a lot busier since then. Got a lot more things going on. And I just can't keep doing this. So this is my last podcast.
And given the current members of our group and availabilities, like it may be a while before we return for Toku Portal podcast. Depends on how things can play out. I myself will continue to talk about it with King and Pixie over on my channel, which is actually
So if that spikes your curiosity, please go look him up because he's got great content.
I have very little content on there now, but
Well, you're about to have great content.
Yeah, I'm about to have. Yeah, I would hope. I would like to think it'll be great content.
Maybe by the time someone watches this, he will. So it won't be a lie.
That is fair. But like I have no qualms about returning and doing the Toku Portal podcast. But like I said, it might be a bit before we can get schedules aligned and whatnot to be able to continue this on a regular basis.
And I know he's not here right now, and he's probably not listening to this, but I'd like to thank Zero for organizing this in the first place and bringing us all together.
Yeah.
And I want to thank Zero for that. I want to thank Decade, who was a big part of this specifically the Sentai podcast. Drago, I know he's in and out of the Sentai ones.
Hey, buddy.
Like, we didn't do a lot of Sentai podcasts with Drago, but he was a big part of the Kamen Rider ones. Like, it has been a fun 5 years.
I'd like to thank Drago for always knowing the obscure niche stuff whenever it came up.
Yes.
And for always
And
challenging me on rider stuff.
and speaking of obscure off the wall stuff of knowledge, I also have to thank Zero for always being able to get us off on tangents that last about 45 minutes and somehow end up on fucking Ultraman. It has it
From Wizard
I
to
started a
Ultraman
game.
every time.
I used to start a game of seeing how many, like, once he started his tangent, how many things it would take. Like, I was basically playing 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. But it was 7 degrees of Ultraman.
It always went from Wizard to Ultraman.
But yeah, I want to thank King specifically for being able to make it today.
Thank
Yeah,
you for having me. I
was great.
missed this.
It was great talking to you
felt
again.
right.
Aww,
With this being a Sentai podcast that we're ending this on, it felt right to have at least King back from the original setup or the original group. If my brain would have
Felt
thought,
good
I
to
would
be
have tried to
back.
get Decade 2, but he has been exceedingly unavailable. But on that note, I guess we should end this
Yeah.
for the final time.
Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. I will not see you next time, though.
I will.
Later, taters.
Most likely, whenever that may be. Until then, fare thee bye.
Bye.
And of course, there's Drago. And we hit the trifecta for everything that could happen on this one.
Oh.
Of all days.
Oh, you can't make this up.
I mean, how did you time that? How the fuck do you time that?
Because he listens in.
Oh my god.
Even if he was listening to the live stream, though, like, it'd be like a few seconds, if not minutes behind.
Right, but he'd gotten past the point where we mentioned him.
Hey, Drago.
So it's only fitting.
Drago, you there?
Damn.
Oh, Drago seems to be having mic issues.
He seems to be having mic issues.
And we're still having OBS.
No, I'm here. I was just like, yeah, I figured that because I was checking the YouTube feed and then like you were just loading.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my OBS has been having trouble, so we're just gonna take the OBS recording and throw that up instead.
Also, hey dude, I'm alive!
Today everybody is here except Zero, I guess.
Zero and Decado.
Which, to be fair, this is a Sentai podcast, so Zero was never here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Speaking of Sentai, well, the actor for Don Momotaro said something disturbing.
Oh?
Dare I ask?
What is this mysterious Twitter link?
Well, now I'm frightened.
If my thing loads.
Oh, is this going to be another Revice voice actor thing?
Explains the creative team told the cast they're going to be part of a 46 entries long series that could end with them. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what? No. Are they seriously throwing around that Sentai's ending again?
They've been doing that for years.
Literally years at this point. But, like, this
No,
could actually...
But, like...
Sorry, go on.
No, it just explains, like why Sentai's budget has been just getting lower and why they're trying a lot of, like, ideas just to stick anything in.
To...
Try and revitalize it.
Right, and, like... Sales have been on the decline, ratings have been on the decline, it's getting harder and harder to justify making a new one each year, which is why we keep having rumors that, like, it could be ending, and every year we get those rumors, that just means that we're getting closer and closer to it becoming true. So this
Right.
could actually
Okay.
be it.
And then this year we still are having the COVID issues too with
Like
all that too.
Yeah.
how long can you feasibly keep this franchise going, really?
Yeah,
Apparently
and
46 years.
they don't even have Power Rangers revenue anymore.
Oh fuck.
And Hasbro can make their own toys, so they don't have Bandai. So yeah, uh, honestly, Dawn Brothers could be the last one. I'd be okay with it. I've gotten all the Sentai I need in my life.
I'm not
Yeah,
buying it. I'm not buying it until
Zenkai.
it's official.
Yeah, no, I mean this is by the actors, so like it is mostly official, but
No, it says could end. Like
yeah, could
nothing
end. I mean, yeah,
nothing has been
it,
decided and nothing will be decided probably for another 6 months.
or 10 years.
Right. For Gokaiger season 4.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not buying it yet. I'll wait until it's actually like they start shutting down productions and they actively announce that it's over. I don't believe in Twitter anymore, not after our last presidency.
Um,
Yeah, but this thing, what do you call it? At least Sentai spin-off was great. I hope they do more of that. If you haven't seen High School Heroes,
I
and
I haven't.
Zenkaiser was the
my god, I still want to see that.
most Sentai you could Sentai. So
Honestly,
apparently until Dawn
Zenkaiger.
Brothers. Dawn Brothers is apparently about to Sentai the hell out of some Sentai.
Well, I'll believe it when the rumors become true, but until then, I won't bank on a tweet.
But
but
note,
yeah,
real quick, go ahead and actually end the podcast.
Yeah, so
at
we
this
were
point.
we were actually just wrapping up when you joined, Drago. It was hilarious timing.
Have we
Yeah.
still been going?
Yeah, we're still going right now.
Oh fuck!
I hadn't hit stop yet when
Well,
Drago joined.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. It's the last one, King. You need to do it.
Oh.
Sing one of the
Later,
openings.
taters.
No, you're supposed to sing one of the openings. I didn't get to do that.
Fuck you.
But
Oh man. Okay. Did you end it or still going?
We're still going. Vashi told me not to
Okay,
stop
fine,
it yet.
Which one? I'm not picking. Tell me which one.
imagine this episode just gets copyright claim because King started singing.
You're Ranger.
Yeah, Key Ranger was
Oh,
the one
fuck,
that got
okay.
this whole joke started.
Oh man.
Do you even remember?
Hang on. Kira your lucky star,
Key Ranger.
苦手でその突破してけ
Key Ranger.
Finger level you need your lucky star,
Key
Kira
Ranger.
金が見張ってる空突破してけ見てみたいんだ降り注げる最後緑飛べ飛べ飛べ飛べ熱まくってるととよく信じ Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, and good luck. Think I fucked up half the
Bye,
lines,
everybody.
but it was worth it.
For the record, you had pixie dancing.
Yay! Mission accomplished. And I fucked up half the lines, but it was worth it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No one listens to us.
They really don't. The one person who does is in here.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tokusatsu podcast in general has been moved to other platforms. That's not YouTube.
But yeah, on that note.
On that note, it's been an hour, so sorry, bye.
The last.
Bye bye.
Later, taters.